Ladies and gentlemen, this week's episode of Just a Couple of Thoughts has been brought to you by Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon, the keto-friendly cereal that only has 4 net carbs per serving. I think 4 or 5. You know what? I don't know. Honestly, I made this whole thing up. It's not Magic Spoon. We need you to like and subscribe so that Magic Spoon will sponsor us. Please, just like it, review, rate, whatever. Give us a 1-star. Tell us how bad it is. We know how much haters like to hate. Just do something.
Hi.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome back
Welcome back.
to another episode of the one and only Just a Couple of Thoughts podcast.
We hope your day is going well.
Ooh, it's Sunday, baby. It's Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day, and we have had fun doing not a damn thing.
We've done so much nothing. I've done so much nothing this weekend. I mean, other than the improv show,
Yep.
which was amazing, by the way.
We had fun.
You guys are so good.
Yes, I did do something. I went kayaking.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm a nature
Flower
bitch.
power.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. Like to be in the water.
Did you catch some sick waves?
No, it's just in a river.
Oh, okay.
We're just river in it.
There are waves in rivers, though, right?
There's currents. There's a
one
current.
big one.
I wouldn't say waves. I don't know if that is the appropriate term. There's a current
Yeah.
in the water. But
It's the same concept, though, right? It's science, and
Okay.
things are pushing it
Sure.
into a specific direction. It keeps going, I think, right?
you know, I'm no expert.
Yeah.
So I'll just go with it
Okay.
because I know it'll make you happy.
I've never been kayaking, but
I've been trying to
I
push him
think I
into
understand it, though, from a
Good.
scientific perspective.
Good. And that's really all that I asked for is that you look at things scientifically and understand them that way.
Believe science and women.
Come on. What are we
Nothing
doing? What are we doing, you guys?
So you had a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm so happy about
So
that.
fun.
Maybe I'll do it next time. I don't know. I don't like nature stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm always like...
Playing your video games?
Like playing my video. I always did play my video games. And, you know, I had a friend who was trying to convince me to go camping. I was like, I don't know, dude. It's like, what if there's a bear? You don't know. You don't know if there's a bear that's just going to come up and just like, give me that. You know?
Bears be doing that.
Or a coyote. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can say within reason that something is unlikely to happen. Doesn't mean it is 100% unlikely to happen.
Well, if you have that thinking, then you just shouldn't leave your house ever.
I didn't do that at all this weekend.
Yeah. Is that, are we going to keep that going?
I was worried
because
about
of
coyotes,
the,
yeah.
Okay.
That's what it
all
was.
right. Well, that's a real fear. So, all right.
That's why I feel more comfortable in the city, I think. Because,
Yeah?
you know, yeah. Because men have motivations beyond instinct.
Okay.
You know, or I actually, hang on, let me rephrase that.
Uh-huh.
I am a man,
That's true.
and I understand the mind of a man, or the mind of man.
Yes.
I don't understand the mind of bear
Okay.
or coyote.
Sure. So you understand all minds of men, even the like serial killer ones? Getting a little hairy in there, isn't it?
I've seen some documentaries.
Okay, well then you're good then.
Yeah.
Then I guess you have it figured out.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, don't rope me in with them, please.
All right. Well, I
come
mean,
on, what
you
are we
said
doing
man, and most
Yeah.
of those men are serial killers. So I'm
they're
I'm
exceptions.
just trying to get my facts straight here. I just
Exceptions to every
don't.
rule.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's other parts of this too that we're missing. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to say that you're wrong.
Okay,
So
that's fair. What do you think about serial killer like fans who are like what's that guy's name?
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, where like women are like, oh, he's kind of hot.
Yeah, I would love to get into that actually. Thank you for bringing that up.
Really?
And I'm serious.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't sarcasm. I realized it sounded sarcastic. That's incorrect.
Well, it usually is, so I'm surprised.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just assume it's sarcasm until I tell you it's not.
Yeah.
So I have always been like really into serial killers in a sense of, it's the psychology of it. And I guess, I don't even know if I would say that. I mean, I think it's just a pretty crazy thing to think about out of the ordinary. And I was young. Like I had an ABC book on serial killers when I was like 11.
Oh, wow.
So
What do you
did it
need?
before anyone else did it. Okay. I was interested before.
ABC for like teaching letters or?
No, I think it was like alphabetically different serial killers. Just, I don't know. I had multiple books.
Like here's one that starts
Yeah.
with A. Here's, and yeah.
I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I think that the natural progression was, since I grew up watching horror movies. I'm a huge horror movie fan. Love
Yeah.
horror movies.
You're a horror buff.
That's right. I don't know about a buff, but I'm close. I'm close to that. I was really interested in just, I think, like scary shit. So then it probably connected me then to just serial killers.
Okay.
So it became, scary, not real stuff. And then, for instance, like Amityville Horror is based on, again, allegedly true events. And then you kind of dive into that and you kind of figure, okay, this is what actually happened. So I'm sure like Psycho is based off of Ed Gein, the serial killer Ed Gein, who I think only maybe killed one person, but he would dig up dead bodies.
Oh.
And yeah, he was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre was also kind of driven from Ed Gein because he would take like the skin and make it into a lamp. Just
wow.
fun things. Just fun guy. But I think I just decided to like go down that route.
Okay.
Route? I think I say route. I don't say route. I'm sorry.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but I don't say route. I didn't know who I was in that moment.
Route.
Down that route. And so back to your original question, I think it's weird. I don't think it's, first off, I don't think Ted Bundy was attractive.
Yeah.
Not a good looking dude. And people were like, no.
You don't think he was good looking?
Paul Newman existed back in the day and he's still hot. Like,
Really?
I'm just saying that.
Is he?
Yeah, Paul Newman. Have you seen like a young Paul Newman?
I haven't seen an old Paul Newman.
All right. Have you seen any Paul Newman?
I think so. Wasn't he the guy in Elf? Wasn't he like Elf's dad?
No.
Like his adopted dad?
No. His adopted dad?
Yeah.
No.
The Elf dad?
Yeah, no, that's not him.
Well, who's that guy?
I don't know.
He's
I don't know. I thought
he's
you
a
were
big
talking
dude.
about
He was a Carol Burnett guy.
Oh, was he?
Mhm.
I think he was in something like that. He wasn't in like the main
I think
cast
his name was
though.
Paul something though.
All right. That's fair.
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. As
Email
always,
at-
email us.
No, I'm sorry. It's mail. Mail at jcotstudios.com.
Mail. Okay.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, I think people are just, I don't know what that's about. I mean, I think you can talk about somebody's looks being objective, but I think when you're talking about someone that diabolical, to look at them and even just think about them in any sexual way
Yeah.
is disturbing.
Okay.
Real disturbing to me.
Huh. Wow.
But even if I take all that away, not a good looking dude.
Interesting.
And I stand by that. And I know many people who don't think so.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the first I've heard of this. This
Yeah.
is breaking news.
hot take.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I know.
So Ted Bundy
Yeah.
wouldn't smash. You would pass.
Hard pass on Ted Bundy.
Okay, would pass.
Hard. If he came
Have
up to me with his cast and he's like, "Can you help me?" I'd be like, "Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit."
You really can't do that at all these days. You can't help it.
You can't help anyone.
anybody.
You can't help anyone. I was thinking about that because I was watching a TikTok about different ways they get you.
Yeah.
And one of them was these human traffickers lure women in with other women because obviously we're more likely to trust other women.
Yeah.
So they'll say, oh, hey, can you, if a woman came up to me, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But you have to be like, know your surroundings. And so I saw one TikTok of some woman coming in the middle of the night, like standing by the door, like knocking on the door and just saying, hey, trying to get help. And the person luckily was like, no.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, you wouldn't want to have someone be in danger.
Right.
But then I guess the Ring camera showed that she was going around the corner and maybe talking to some other people.
Oh, really?
So she's fucking crazy out here in these streets.
Is there any serial killer that you know of that you would find attractive? You're like, oh, he's, good for him.
No, I don't think I would see anyone and say like, oh, okay. I think if anything, if we're going to get into, if I were to say to, because I would like to say, I wouldn't think like that because these people are monsters.
Okay.
But if we were to say as humans, we can look at other humans and find them just, again, objectively attractive.
Yeah.
I still can't think of one serial killer that I would be attracted to.
I see.
Outside of knowing that they are literal monsters.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, just something to
for
know.
No reason.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, I don't. It's a little odd and uncomfortable that you'll keep it in mind for unknown purposes, but.
Do you think it's weird that like I feel like serial killer podcasts are kind of like that's a
True
chick
crime.
genre?
Yes,
that's
it is interesting because I used to think it made me interesting that I liked serial killers.
Yeah,
it was a little. I think I just remember being a little pick me about it. If I'll be honest with it, if we're going to be upfront about who we are, so if it came up, I'm like, oh, serial killers. I definitely because they were interesting to me, and now it's like a basic, quote unquote, basic bitch thing almost at this point.
It's like I like serial killer podcast, The Office,
and wine
and cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
cheese in general.
And tacos.
Really. Yeah, and tacos.
Yeah, there's and again
I do love all those things also.
These are great things. It's which the whole point is that they're things most people like.
Right.
It's not anything crazy and you can like them like for sure. It's just making it your personality is the issue. That's and it's more of an issue about not for me but for you. Like is your sense of identity not there or what's the deal?
For me?
No, the universal you.
Oh, the
yeah. I'm not
you?
looking. Don't you worry. I know what you're about.
Yeah, you know
don't you worry.
What I'm up to.
Yeah. But you're. I mean, it is. And I like true crime. I don't listen to like a whole lot of true crime podcasts. I listen to a lot of more scary, spooky podcasts.
Well, would you say that women are usually the victim of serial killers more often than men?
100%.
I feel like with men, it's more like, it's less serial killer victims and more just like general conflict. Like we're just getting into fights and then someone pops off and then you're dead.
Well, it's interesting because again, this is just from what I know. I'm no expert, but the men, the serial killers who kill men, they're usually gay.
It's sexual.
Like, John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
The young boys.
Oh yeah.
So that's one.
The boys.
Jeffrey Dahmer, gay.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He ate his victims.
Oh.
So
is that okay?
It's unsettling. So the ones that I know of that like their prime target are men have from what I've heard have almost always been gay men, or like closeted homosexual men who are shamed and they like have a sexual encounter and then they kill the person for being gay out of anger of who they are.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer just wanted to like keep his victims as long as possible. He like so that's just he kept them. Well, he
for
like
no
kept
reason,
their.
or just like
I don't know. I mean, he picked people up, he killed them, and then he would eat them to kind of hold on to them, and
kind of like, so it's like we're always together.
yeah. There's some kind of connection, and it's really chilling to watch any interview because he's so calm.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the times these serial killers, they're not necessarily like all over they can speak very, I just have this desire, and you know, very
matter of factly.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, sick in the mind, but very aware of their actions.
Well, I think if you're going to go through with something like that on a consistent basis, you kind of have to be okay with it, right?
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, you got to make peace with it a little bit if you're going to continue it.
Yeah, I've already made peace.
You know, I killed one, so at this point, fuck it. You know, it's just like, it's already done. This is who I
am now.
This is who I am now.
I guess I just do this now.
This is just like me.
Yeah.
Is this the new me?
Nice to meet me.
Is this 2022 new me? I guess I kill people now.
Yeah.
I guess that's just what I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's just a fun little thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So, but it is mainly women though, from all of the research I've done or all the serial killers I know about.
Right.
Mainly women.
So that's probably why that's the big demographic.
Yeah.
It's like they're thinking about themselves in that situation and
yeah,
thinking about how they would get out of it, and you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think to make yourself aware, and there is something alluring about something kind of being so desired. Close. No, to be murdered. I
mean, you're quite literally the object of someone's desire at that point. It's like, I need that person so I can murder them.
I think that it's more, it's like curiosity and just kind of like, I mean, what I can speak to is the fascination with how fucked up a person can be.
Yeah.
There's something just so fascinating in this, like, you know, kind of sick way that you think, oh my God, how fucked up is this person?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of takes you out of life a little bit, even though at any moment, any of us could be the victim of a serial killer and you never know.
Yeah.
But there is just something alluring about it. But I don't know if I'm completely on the bandwagon of, you know, almost making these serial killers celebrities.
Yeah.
And just
of course,
all these movies. I mean, Ted Bundy's so many different movies about him with different actors playing him, and then there's the tapes. I mean, Zac Efron recently played him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Zac Efron's much too hot.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Even today, is he? Because he's getting older, right? I mean,
no, he looks good.
Is he like in his 30s or?
Yeah, he is. Ugh. He's close to death. Close to death.
Yeah. In Hollywood, yeah.
In Hollywood term, yeah. Well, it depends on what roles you're looking for. I mean, he's in dad territory now more so. Or
is that right?
Or, well, I'm saying if you're saying in Hollywood.
Oh,
is
sure.
What you
like
said.
He would be playing a dad.
Yeah, or the other trope is, hey, you're in your 30s. You need to settle down. You can't be a bachelor forever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how am I going to get my life together?
Yeah.
That's the other trope, I think.
No, I think that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that was a terrifying first portion of the show. I'm scared now.
Yeah, you have a blanket over you right now. You slowly put the blanket you have over your face for a moment, just to hide. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the neck pillow's always there.
That's true. Well, let's see here. What have we been up to recently? Speaking of maybe borderlining on creepiness, we just finished up the finale for the Rehearsal.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have been watching this. It's the latest from I don't know if he's a comedian, but Nathan Fielder.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Is he a comedian?
I mean,
comedian
you
first?
don't have to do stand up to be a comedian.
I don't know his backstory. Is all I'm saying.
Well, he's
than his first show.
He's Canadian, and he originally had. I mean, I don't know what he did before this, but he had like a segment on the local news, and it was a similar vein of Nathan For You, where it was just like local news stories that were so like kind of I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it was we're gonna go to a coffee shop and see what the new whatever is for, and
he would do this on actual news channels.
Oh yeah, like on a real, like there was a segment on a station that he would kind of, it was news like that he would have stories. You have to watch. It's pretty.
That's crazy. I would love to see
It's
that.
true. I think it's the most comfortable of all the shit he does, because Nathan For You gets uncomfortable and cringy, and obviously the rehearsal, which we'll get into.
Oh, very hard to watch
but
sometimes.
yeah, the first thing he did I think is very tolerable.
Okay. I want to get into that. What a creative way to get into doing comedy. You know?
I agree.
So unique.
I know.
I think that's what we like about him, right? His unique, his originality.
There's no one else doing it like he's doing it.
That's correct.
I mean, not that I know of.
Yeah. No, I can't. Don't even ask me to think about it.
I'm not even gonna.
I'm not going to.
I'm not gonna
about it
ask
right now.
you.
That's it.
You don't need to.
It's just him.
It's just him.
And for you.
Yeah.
Just him for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what are your thoughts on this? I feel like it's weird. People have been talking. I've seen like articles.
A lot of chatter.
People are talking about Nathan Fielder right now, and in maybe a controversial way. Mm-hmm. But can you just give us a rundown? What is this show? What's it about?
Sure.
What's the format?
I'd love to.
What are your thoughts on it? What's your take?
I have so many takes. So I personally like some cringe comedy. I think that I like Tim and Eric. I like Tim Robinson. I think You Should Leave.
Me too.
I think that there's a level that I think that we'll take as people to be uncomfortable, and then there's a moment where we're kind of like, oh, that's enough. You know, there's just a moment. So I think Nathan takes it a step further, but he's not doing it in a way that is like pranking anyone, or doing it like he's like Eric. I was just talking about your friend. I was talking about this with your friend, and Eric Andre is destructive and more kind of in your face, where Nathan is just, he's this really awkward guy that just completely abandons all of the social norms that we like to adhere to. Like there's a social contract that we've all agreed to, you know, stay within, and the quote unquote people who we consider normal stay there, and then everyone on the outside are like people who are eccentric or like autistic, who don't have the social cues, and you have to maybe try to fit and conform into that. Nathan, so that's all. I explained all of that.
That's quite the preface.
The show is about it starts off with just him. It's the rehearsal. So it's him going through different variations of a scenario, conversations, and how people will react to kind of better adapt and prepare for like talks and, you know, situations, because one of them is a guy is confronting someone about how he doesn't have a master's degree, and so they're practicing how that would go. And then another one is a woman who doesn't have children, is trying to decide if she wants to have children, so they've created this whole illusion of her having a kid and then practicing it with actors.
We should say it's shot like which maybe like a documentary or like a reality TV show.
I would say documentary, because reality TV is more like, oh, this is happening, where this is a lot of voiceover from Nathan to kind of his thoughts and feelings throughout the whole show. So it's all of these interactions, but throughout the whole show we're getting voiceover from Nathan saying, and I didn't know this is how it would go. I'm thinking that maybe I would change this. So
it's presented like this is like a social experiment that he is running, and using to help people, almost like a service, right? Because the first episode, I think, really tightly explains the concept, where it's like, you know, I'm providing this service to this individual who has this problem, explaining something to people that he cares about, and so I will assist by painstakingly, again, comedically, completely unnecessarily recreating aspects of this person's life elsewhere. And so, like, for example, first episode, the guy's like, you know, I have to tell this news to people that I play trivia with at my favorite bar. Okay, cool. So he creates an exact one-to-one replica of the bar, hires actors to research the roles of the patrons in the bar, and then sets up a scene where they're pretending to be...
Well, he's not... The patrons in the bar aren't being researched.
But the
just
individuals
extras.
that this person would be speaking with.
Yeah, there's really...
He hires them to study
there's
those
one,
people.
Yeah, the one person in particular he was going to talk to.
Right.
Not to step on your toes. It's just,
Yeah,
let's get the facts straight.
He really fucking
just want to come in there and try to let the people know what's what.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Yeah, it is interesting. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think that it's different from Nathan For You for people who like it, because Nathan For You is this, it's almost like satirical in just of what reality TV is. Mm-hmm. And I think people wonder if it's like exploitative of the people on the show, because these are real people, right? These are real people who aren't like quote unquote in on what it is, like because this isn't serious. It is joke.
Right.
But
some of the players, I think, aren't aware of that.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Right.
I mean, there isn't. Let me continue with the Nathan For You. So the Nathan For You, again, more satirical reality TV. The joke is almost really on Nathan coming in there and having insanely stupid ideas for business.
Right.
And then the other person's just reacting to it the way they know how. And some of them are, like, a lot of them are characters, and it's uncomfortable, and it's just, he pushes them in this situation where they don't know how to react.
Right.
You know, because normally if someone says something or they make a joke, someone might just politely laugh, but Nathan would just stand there and he'd say, what does that mean? I mean, he just pushes people so they don't really know.
Right.
Oh, it's a little uncomfortable.
I think it's about exploring the line between what comes off as a joke and what doesn't come off as a joke.
Right.
And I think it's about seeing how far people will go with something that as the audience we can clearly see is a joke, but he's playing it so dryly, very dry, that it really just more often than not it confuses the actual person that he's interacting with. That because you're like, is this a real person? Right. Is this real? And the way I look at it, like, bottom line, I mean, we don't know everything that was discussed with the person, but they signed an agreement to be on TV, right? So no one forced them to do this. And even if it was under like false pretenses, I mean, there's a process that goes on here, and they were part of it. So if they did an episode and they thought like, oh, that was weird, I don't want to be a part of it, they could probably say no. I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know all the legalities of it, but I think a lot of people have issues with it. And I'm just of the mindset that, like, people like to kind of put everything in a box, and we're used to a certain type of thing, right? Like comedy and shows and how things should be, and this person should know that. Where Nathan For You and The Rehearsal is like, he's exploring this avenue of like how you to interact with people and different type of comedy, and it makes you uncomfortable, but it's also it's kind of exposing this other side of just social situations of how people are and how we interpret things. Because I looked at a lot of Nathan For You as people just being nice and going along with it because they didn't really know what else to do and interacting it the best they know how. But I look at The Rehearsal as these people going in with this specific purpose of what they want, and then again reacting to it as they go along. Because Nathan is upfront that I rehearsed all of this, you know, well, not with everyone, that's not true, but but a lot of it kind of turns into, I think, more about Nathan than anything else. Absolutely. Really. Yep. So which is why I kind of look at it like, this isn't him just making fun of people. This is him really just exposing himself more so. Yeah, I would agree with that. Even though he's playing a version of himself in this, it still has all of these layers to who he is as a person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. Didn't you say that one of the actors or one of the characters, Angela, said something like in real life about the show? Because people are really coming for this person. Yeah. Because she's clearly insane. She's one of the real people. She doesn't live in our world. Yeah. 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 I mean, I think a couple of them had an interview from the show, and she mentioned that she has no issues with it. She stands by all the edits. She thinks they did a good job. But this is a person who is like extremely religious, which is fine. But she talks about how Google is the devil, run by the devil.
There was a lot of little facts that she says that you're like, oh, what? Because the kind of like zealous religion thing is one part of it that you're kind of like, oh, this is, again, anything in the extreme is a lot.
Yeah.
Either way. Because if I had a person who was so atheist that they were just, you know, super against religion that they were crazy about it, you know, in a way that would also be uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
So it's either way. But this person, she's like, I mean, her belief system is just so many falsehoods. She's just, I don't know where she's at.
Yeah. Very, very close-minded.
Very close-minded.
Yeah.
So she did do it. I mean, she said like, I'm cool with it. That's how it was. And I think that people need to actually just chill out and know that these are, again, people going in. These are adults making decisions for themselves that they're going to be a part of this thing. I don't know how much they were told, but in the end, they're able to say yay or nay to it. Yeah. And regardless of what you think, we live in a world of ambiguity. Yeah. And this is just something different.
They were probably paid, right? I mean, I'm sure
of course they were
made
paid
a good amount of money for this.
Yeah,
appearance.
It would be fucked up if they weren't compensated. That'd be
an issue.
That would be another discussion for sure.
Absolutely.
And also, whoever watches this or who's seen this, I mean, an absurd amount of money is being spent on this show.
Yeah,
an absurd amount of money.
Because that is the joke: is how painstaking, how much painstaking detail is being, is incorporated into these recreations. So it's like, yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But I like it. I think that, it's not always funny. There are a lot of uncomfortable moments. A lot of uncomfortable. I mean, there are moments in the show I can't watch it.
You had to put your hands over your eyes.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to create these moments with real people, and it's again it's straddling the line between joke and not, and there certainly is comedy happening there, and it's all very like under the surface.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look at it and you're like, clearly this was meant to be artful, right? I mean, it's clearly meant to have some sort of deeper meaning than your typical comedy show.
Yeah.
Right? It's more than just ha ha ha.
Right.
But I wouldn't say it was heavy-handed in any way.
Yeah.
It was exploratory in nature. And I very much appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Again, I mean, I totally look at it as discomfort. I mean, we do not like to be uncomfortable. We like to know what's happening. We like to avoid uncomfortable situations at all costs. And this isn't some guy who's like, I'm going to play a prank and you don't know what to do. This is
not the Jamie Kennedy
experience. This isn't the Jamie Kennedy experience. Let's just be very clear. But he is putting these people in these uncomfortable situations. He's not going to the camera like, look how fucking stupid they are. He's letting them just be who they are and reacting to what that is. I mean, they're not being forced to be any sort of way.
Right.
They sign this. This is who they are. We move on. If they're mad about it, they're mad about who they are as a person. There is, I don't think there's any kind of pushing to make anyone act anyway, because not every single person in the show is batshit crazy or anything. I mean, I think there are some people who are like, okay, this is it, and they're acting kind of as normal as you can. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to go further into detail without actually explaining some of the
you have people. You got to see it. We're gonna get into it. I mean, it
is interesting.
It's interesting.
I'll say that much.
It's interesting, and I think that it's kind of be part of this project that I don't, no one's experienced before. And I think that, I don't know how much, if anyone has seen, I'm assuming if you got involved, you might have checked out Nathan For You if you heard Nathan Fielder.
Yeah.
So I don't know how familiar these people are with who he is, because that would kind of change things and their awareness. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like a lot of them think, oh, this is just some awkward dude. Because he's awkward.
Very
He does not know how to interact with people.
It's been suggested that he's autistic. What do you think about that?
Like by people? Well, I don't. I mean, the character specifically that he's kind of working. Because I want to say...
Well, that's another interesting question. Is that a character or is that just him, you know?
No, that's a character.
Okay.
That's 100... He knows... This is what I think. I mean, I think he's more of the character in Nathan For You. But with this specific project, I think that he is immersing himself in this person and thinking, okay, if I'm all this part of me... And I think that is a part of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
But he's just making it all of him. He has more awareness than this version of himself.
Okay.
I think that like the way I look at it is all of us have like awkward moments with ourselves or things we want to work on. I think that he's taking all those maybe little things and just like exaggerating everything to the, to this degree of discomfort. I mean, if you see him on talk shows, not like I haven't seen every talk show, but you can tell he's like more, even if he's like playing a bit, there is he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
He's aware of it, but I think that it's just exploring what if this thing happened.
Yeah. Sounds like he uses this character to explore aspects of himself.
I agree.
In maybe a very slightly characterized manner.
Yeah. I mean, it's for sure. But this isn't.
Which,
we're
I mean,
not just
that's comedy, right? I mean, that's what that's what the great Larry David does.
I think it's a different type of comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still very familiar though in a lot of ways as well. It's just taking elements from different types of comedies and making them in a new way. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I agree.
Because when I was joking when I was like, this isn't the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, but there is
experience.
Whatever.
All right. Facts.
It was originally going to be called Experiment, and they were like, well, we don't want people to
think it's science.
Think we're playing, tricks on them. So
okay.
This experience,
very different.
It's
very different.
But I think there is some DNA there, right? Because this is like, it's not hidden cameras. There are real cameras.
Yeah, they know.
They are aware that they're being filmed, but they're not aware of the true reason why they're being filmed.
Yeah, well, we don't really know, do we?
I think we do. That's the whole point. Is these people are, they're being told the premise. They're being told the premise of the show, but it's not a joke. We're being told the premise of the show, but it is a joke.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that straightforward. And I say that because we don't know how much they've explained to them or not. I think that it is fair to say these are people acting normally. They're not saying, oh, I know what this is about, and I understand that. But I think that there is a lot of question around how much was explained to them, how much do they kind of understand what genre this is in. So I think that it's more complex than that. Right. But I do think that you're right in that these aren't people like, oh, I know this is a show. But see, at any moment, any of these people, he could, and maybe they cut this out, he could say something and they could look at it and they could say, are you kidding? Like if it was me, I would be like, are we doing a bit? Right. Like at any moment you could call out the situation.
Right. That's the ultimate question.
Like, are they saying it? Are they following up? We don't see that. Again, we're not sure. We're not in on that part.
But you're led to believe that these people don't know that this is a joke.
Yes, I agree.
Right. They're led to believe that this is a real thing. And so they treat it as such, as, as outrageous as the situation may be.
Yeah, I think to some extent it kind of is. I mean, it's obviously not real in that, again, Nathan isn't this like person, but I think it is in that I feel like he's playing this like, this is, if this were me to this extent, again, this exaggerated extent, and how would this person react? Yeah. How would they interact with these people? And it is an interesting concept of, we go over scenarios in our head about uncomfortable conversations or going back about what we should have said and what we could have done differently. And he's just exploring this in like a very weird way to like an insane degree. Mm-hmm. So it is interesting in that way. And again, you kind of, as you're seeing things, you're like, well, obviously life is unpredictable. Yeah. So there's no way you can account for every single variation of a situation.
Right. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
And the fact that someone is attempting to do so is
Ridiculous.
funny.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it is funny. That's
the comedy.
Overall, I mean, this is the funniest 20 minutes I've ever experienced. Honestly,
I cannot stop laughing. I cannot. I'm in stitches right now.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Speaking of, existential questions, do you have any more thoughts about that? Or?
No, I think I covered it. I think I'd rather stop, actually.
Yeah. Existential question. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
I was talking about this before the show, but last week we were in Nashville and I really wanted to do it up. We went to a concert and it was like a cool, like hip concert, and I'm like, I want to look cool, and so I wore tube socks. Because that's what the kids are doing these days. They're wearing the long socks,
That's right.
And I really, there's a duality for me there, because I liked how I looked, but also I felt like a fraud, right? Because I wear short socks. I wear ankle.
You're a short socks guy.
I'm an ankle sock guy. I'm not a long sock.
That's right.
Fellow, and so, but I liked how I looked.
You were very cute.
Why? It's so hard for me for anything. Like if I notice something as a trend before I start doing it myself, I can't do it now. Because
now you're hopping on.
Because now I'm hopping on, and now it doesn't feel authentic to me.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm just doing this because that's what like society is now deemed to be fashionable. And I've always been curious about people who are so okay with just hopping on those trends, because I don't understand them. But also a part of me wishes that I could be them, because why can't I just put the tube socks on? Why can't we just put the tube socks on?
I think that
let's explore that.
I think that you're really caught up in your own idea of who you are.
Yeah.
That
maybe
you
too much
feel like other people are paying attention to it, like, oh, this guy, and nobody cares. We're all so caught up in our own shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously will talk shit about people we don't like. We'll observe people, but we are all, we can only experience life through our own eyes. So if you hopped on every single trend, the only people who would really know are those closest to you.
Yeah.
And if they like you, they don't care. Right.
Yeah.
So I think if I had to discuss those people, I almost look at it like, ooh, this is a fun thing. Let's try it.
Okay.
I think they're just trying stuff, and I think that's fine. But I think that you looked cute, and I think I think that you should be allowed to do what you want when you enjoy it, and there doesn't need to be anything else attached to that.
Yeah.
But I will also add to that I can't, I also almost feel that as well. Not in terms, kind of with the trends.
You get that too a little bit, I think.
Not with necessarily, oh, this is a trend, I can't do it. It's just with certain fashion things that, and sometimes it's a trend, sometimes it's not. It's more of just, I know that I don't normally dress like this, so when I do, it feels inauthentic. Yeah. And I have to kind of take a moment to think, who am I doing this for? Do I enjoy it? Right. Because we all want to be comfortable, but I'm also not trying a new thing because anyone's making me try it. I'm just like, what if I started wearing crop tops? And now I am, and I'm super cute.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
I'm super cute.
In crops, yeah. Maybe we should create a spreadsheet or a Venn diagram of are we chasing a trend? Yes. Okay. Go to, and this is not a Venn diagram, but nope. It's just a regular. I don't know what you.
I can't remember what that's called.
What do you call the spider web? It's a spider web.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Do we look cute? Yes. Okay. Do we like how we look? Yes. Okay. Ergo, wear the shit. Okay. And then go back. Yes. Is it a trend? Yes. Do we look good? Yes. Do we like how we feel? No. Okay. Don't wear it. You know,
I would almost skip all that and say, do I like it and do I look good? Yeah, that's the end. Yeah. I don't even think we need to talk about the trend part. I think it's irrelevant. Yeah. You can just, I'm just think if you like something, wear it there, because we're gonna die. Everyone, we're gonna die. Why can't we be happy along the way?
Won't you be thinking about it a little bit, though?
I'm not saying you can't think about it. I'm saying the deciding factor should just be, do I look cute and do I like it?
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
That's
I agree
it.
with that.
That's it. I mean, I'm like, I think the only with the trends is, oh, that looks fun. Let me try it.
Yeah.
That's how I look at trends. Ooh, everyone's doing this. And there is a part of me that's like, I don't want to do it like because everyone else is doing it. But if something looks cute and then I look cute, like, what am I going to do? Not look cute?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Just look ugly all the time?
Ugh.
Obviously not.
No, it's impossible
Obviously
anyway.
not.
So
Yeah, that's right. I've tried to look ugly and it just doesn't work.
I've seen it, and I'm like, you just look like a hot person who is like a little dirty.
Yeah.
You know, like you
because I
have,
just
like,
put dirt
you have,
on my
like, yeah,
face.
just a little dirt, like grime.
Oh, I'm ugly now.
Like you just like worked on a car for 10 minutes.
But I still have like my hair done, a full face of makeup. I just put a little dirt on it.
Yeah, you're just wearing like a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, oh, this is me being ugly. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
like
interesting that
in
you
like
think that.
She's All That, where it's like, oh, she wears glasses and wears her hair up.
Oh,
She's so
I know.
gross.
That's such a trope with these, like, I see that a lot too on TikTok with these girls. And I'm going to say, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but there's this whole thing. I mean, besides as women, like not being able to accept compliments because we're deemed as fucking cocky or conceited, but women, when you tell them, oh, you look cute today, thanks, I just put on makeup, normally I look like an utter bum, I'm just a piece of shit, and you're like, okay, calm down.
Yeah,
you're not at all. But the thing that I always get annoyed with is, again, on TikTok I've seen this hot girl saying, this is what my husband thought he got, super hot girl, this is what he actually got, and just in like loungewear, but she's obviously still gorgeous, so
Yeah.
it's not. And as a woman, I'm like, yeah, we all know we look different without makeup, so it's not like, oh my god, it's shocking, that's crazy. Because you know, if you're unattractive, if you've been deemed unattractive by society, that's a very different story than you being hot and then in loungewear, which I think we have talked about a little bit with the no makeup thing.
Yeah, it almost sounds like just like a little like booby trap of like getting them to like reaffirm their attractiveness. So it's like, I'm so ugly.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh my god, you're a 10.
You're beautiful both ways.
Yeah.
I love you both ways.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
no.
yeah, it's like creating a situation where people are, ugh, that's gross.
I know.
Be better, hotties.
Be better, hotties. It's. I mean,
Accept your hottiness.
It all stems from. I think it stems from two things: relatability, right? Like, hey, girls, am I right? We just look different. So that's one. And then I think the second thing is probably kind of like fishing for compliments. Like, oh god, I look. Because one that I saw was this utterly gorgeous girl, and then her being, this is what he got, was her with glasses, still full face of makeup, and her hair up, and in just like pajamas, looking around, eating something, and I'm like, oh god, now you're a slob.
Yeah,
I vomited when I saw you.
And then it's also like, I'm a hero because I'm putting myself.
I'm showing
out there.
that I'm. Yeah, exactly. It's. I mean, there's so much stuff that we need to fucking accept, and I, you know. It's rough out there.
It really is.
But why are we pretending like you're not hot?
Yeah.
You know you're hot.
Mm-hmm.
You would get I mean, all genders are getting treated differently if you are not, you know, again, deemed attractive by society. You're going to get treated differently. People who are hot get treated differently than people who are not hot.
Yeah.
That is, if you are a not hot person in this world, you know what that means.
You might say it's easier.
If you're not hot?
If you are in some ways.
Oh, I would say it is.
You would say it is.
Because people give you more value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I can't remember what we talked about.
Yeah.
Adam's doing a little throwback. He's calling me out.
I was making this point a couple weeks ago about something, and she was like, I don't know. I don't think that's true at all.
No, you talked about, that's not what you said. You said
that was on the podcast. Though,
you
wasn't it?
said that hot people are deemed as dumb.
Oh, right.
And what I was saying was that you like, I thought you were insinuating like that I
don't have to
thought
try
that.
as hard.
But right. And I understand the idea of it being a trope that people say that. I guess what I was saying is that in my personal experience about who I am and the people I hang around with, I've never had someone be like, Well, that's not true, I guess. There are some people. So, but I'm just saying in general, I don't think everyone just assumes that in real life.
Right.
But I do think it happens. And I think
Absolutely.
in my mind, I think it more happened. Again, I don't have any data. I think this happens more with men and women. Men looking at hot women.
Sure.
If I see a hot dude, it's not, I bet he's dumb. He's not going to look at me because he's so fucking hot and I don't exist. I think if I'm going to assume something else, it's this dude is so fucking hot that he's only paying attention to other super fucking hot people.
Okay. He's up
Everyone
in
else
Olympus
is garbage people
with his other Greek gods.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just
At
grabbing each
Gersol's.
other's butts. So fucking hot, man. Oh, you're fucking hot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go.
I'm glad we just put that to bed.
So I should wear the socks is what you're saying?
You need to wear the sock. Also, I have to say,
Yeah.
when you first put them up, you were like pulling them up way too high. So they were like stretched.
They look like diabetes socks.
They looked ridiculous because they were cutting it off. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, this is how. I'm like, no, just push them to a normal. And they looked fine.
Yeah.
Because they're socks that are meant to be like pulled up. But these were like tube socks.
Yeah.
These were like the socks with like little stripes. These weren't like design socks that are just
No.
So they're a little different than those.
I think I got them at Target.
And you were trying to be on to have them look a little different.
Yeah.
So, but you just wear them. We'll get you more socks.
Okay.
All Rick and Morty.
Oh God. How dare you do that to me? Rick and Morty sucks. Anyway, so let's see here.
So I don't know if any of you know this. Adam just told me about this today. So he told me that Discovery Plus bought HBO. Was that what it was? Or
Well,
they
I think they're merging. Yeah, they're merging.
So I'm getting a little anxious and having a problem with all these fucking companies buying out another company and just becoming one, because then they just lose anonymity.
Yeah.
Or not anonymity, that's not right. Autonomy over what they have.
Yeah.
Which means that the choices, it changes, like the whole vibe of whatever it is changes. And then they have to follow the rules of whatever thing they combined with or the thing that bought them. As opposed to just like, oh, here are different things. I like this thing. Oh, nope, now it's different because Disney bought everything.
Yeah.
These like companies are just monopolizing the fucking market in all of these ways.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
And one way, you describe it better because you're the one who told me this. And this is like my point exactly about losing, the decision-making skills of this.
Yeah. Okay.
So you explain it.
What did I say?
The Batgirl thing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have to spoon feed everything to you. It was like an hour ago.
Yeah, we were talking about the new Batgirl movie, which is not happening now. They made a whole ass Batgirl movie, and starring Michael Keaton and Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, love him.
And I don't know, unfortunately, the actor who's playing Batgirl.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
don't know
look that
either.
up. But she seems stunning.
Yeah.
And and I guess it didn't test well. It like when they did like test screenings, people were like, it's whatever. It's not that great, And so I think the problem was it felt more like a TV movie, but it had like a huge budget. It had like it started out with a $75 million budget.
Holy shit.
And then it ballooned to 90 million because of COVID related overages.
Okay.
And so it finished shooting a while back. I mean, they finished the movie. It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're not going to put it out. And this was announced after the Discovery merger with HBO Max. And so I guess the new bosses came in like, this shit sucks. We only want good movies. We're not putting out trash. This is trash. And it's probably not trash. It's probably just like mediocre, right? But this is a thing that, people knew was coming. They knew it was happening.
It was announced.
People were expecting it. And again, I think people feel a certain way because I think, Brendan Fraser is kind of on the uptick. His career is kind of slowly starting to be rebuilt.
Love Brendan Fraser.
Love Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
And I think people are excited to see Michael Keaton as Batman again.
Absolutely.
And there's
He's a lot of people's favorite Batman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was in his Batmobile.
Yeah. All right, now I know that to be true. So
yeah, and but they were like, yeah, this to me, to us, it makes more financial sense to just not release it, and then save like put it down as a tax write-off, and they save, I think it was like 20 million they'd save off the top.
So they've just wasted like what was $75 million essentially.
Yes, I don't really
because here's my thing. The thing, obviously, not only do I just want to see it, but just let the fucking people decide. You've already made the thing.
Yeah.
You've already made it, and who are you to say what we think is going to be good? Because a lot of the time, so many movies like that get a cult following later, and there's obviously going to be people that love it and are attached to it.
Yes.
So to just dismiss it because of the testing of how many people just didn't enjoy it is the most bullshit reason I could think of. And how many fucking trash movies are on Netflix? Like, they're just throwing shit out there. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, just do it. You can't, no matter how much you sit here and cherry pick every single thing.
Yeah.
Is cherry pick racist? I'll have to look that up. I think that might be racist.
No.
It's not? Okay. You're not going to get every single thing as a winner. It's just stupid. And if you already made the fucking thing, release it.
Just put it out.
Just put it out.
It is weird. Like, you feel like they're, I mean, because don't get me wrong, like, I understand the idea of like, we want all of our movies to be good, right? But like, if you're changing your standards for movies, why does that have to, like, why would you derail an entire project that's almost done? Like, why can't you just set that precedent going forward?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And also, no one's going to be like, now I'm not watching this because I don't like this one movie.
Right.
I mean, we're all just fucking switching back and forth to every single streaming channel. No one's...
Right.
Okay, this one has Game of Thrones, so I just have it. Oh, and this is on there, I'll watch it. Don't like it.
Right.
Find the next DC film. Like, they're putting way too much weight on this one fucking movie. It's so dumb to me.
And what's funny is now, I would argue now that because it's caused such a stir, that it probably would be big.
Yes.
Now that people have had this thing that they didn't even care about before taken away from them, and people hate having shit taken away from them.
Don't get me started.
So I don't even know. Nobody knows if this movie was actually trash or not, right? And now they're just like, well, I wanted to see it though. We're not mad about being robbed of a good movie. We're being robbed of
having the choice to watch it.
Well, I think what I was going to say
might be.
We're being robbed of being able to form an opinion about a thing. That's ultimately
right. You're deciding
losing.
It for us, and we don't like that.
Right.
And I'm paying you money, and it's made. And again, I'm sure there are people excited because of the people in it. And I did hear Michael Keaton reprising his role somehow, and I was into that shit because obviously I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so crazy to me to think that it's just done. It's not like you started and you're like, oh, this isn't going well. Fine, okay, but it's done. And maybe this is just a fucking strategy so that people get all ramped up.
I'd be here for it.
That makes sense to me. That's cold, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah. But I wonder, like, does that then, is that fraud then to do it that way, to create this like fake marketing stir about pretending to not release something and then doing it? Like, is that, because now you're artificially manipulating people's interest in it.
But I guess that's
true.
all they're doing is manipulating us.
Yeah.
Wake up.
I wish I could.
Wake up.
Well, I think we've got maybe one more thing here we want to present.
Yeah.
You know, I've been kind of waiting to do this for a long time.
Ooh, drop it.
I've been saving these up for like 2 months now.
Can't wait.
And I here's the thing. I spend a little more time on Twitter than I should.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. And my mic is just getting really crazy. I see a lot of dumb headlines on New York Post on their Twitter channel, which I thought that was like an actual like reputable newspaper.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to feel like maybe this is just a tabloid.
Uh-huh.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is a tabloid.
No one takes the Post seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were like a real.
I'm sure there's some people. I mean, they're, I don't want to, don't sue me. I think all the people I know definitely don't take it seriously.
Really?
So I don't think I think it's one of those things that's like, I mean, like most things in the news is headline grabbing, but I think their choices of stories aren't really as high standard as the New York Times would be.
Well, I've got the headlines to prove that.
Ooh, all right.
So I'm just going to share a couple that caught my eye in my Twitter feed, and we'll just, if you have any comments, we'll hang out for a sec, but if not, we'll move on. Okay, first one. I'm in love, but haters say my husband must be gay or have a fat fetish. And then it shows a picture of a couple. I'll just show you the couple here.
Okay, let's see.
Where it's like
okay.
a
Can
very,
I describe it? Oh,
please describe it.
First off, I know this couple.
Oh, you do?
And this is insane that they have this up like this because it's so like reductive of who this person is. So this is a woman on TikTok that is a larger woman. She could be classified as fat. Not that fat is a bad thing. Yeah. But and she's, I wouldn't say like particularly hot in any way. Just but her husband is ripped and hot. Like he's a good looking dude.
Very attractive.
And she gets
he's
a
like
lot of
bodybuilder.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. And she gets a lot of hate from people just saying like, why the fuck is he with you and blah blah, like, which by the way, why the fuck do you care? People can live their lives. So it's weird they have this Post article like it's some crazy thing. People are allowed just to love people. I think they've been together for like, I don't know if it was college or something, and she's always gotten shit from people. She says mainly women, because women are like, oh yeah, they're if you so would pissed. Like me because I'm skinny. Yeah. Why can't people just be fucking happy? So this is some bullshit. I don't like that. That's so stupid. Okay. That's so dumb.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's where she's most.
This helped them though. Like that probably got them more followers. Right?
I mean, I probably, I'm sure there's some there. It's just it's just really upsetting because I think I've seen a lot of videos where she addresses it like he loves me, and there's one that really upset me because she was talking about how it's not all about looks and he likes me for this and that and this and that. And somebody else responded to it and be like, why can't he also like you for your looks though? Just because you're fat doesn't mean you're not pretty to him. You know what I mean? Like people think fat equals ugly, and that's not what it means. Yeah. People have different ways of, there are different levels of attraction. Yeah. So not everyone's going to find the same person attractive. And I don't think he's just with her because he's like, she's fucking fat and ugly, but she's nice. Like he obviously is into her. Yeah. And people just can't believe it because they don't understand why such an attractive, sculpted man would be interested in a fat woman who they don't deem as attractive. Yes. Absolutely. And she's like cute and funny. Like I've seen her TikToks. She's cute. Yeah. So it's just so dumb. It's so dumb how much our society hates fat people. They hate fat people. Fat people are, I mean, it's like, it's just demoralizing.
I have other thoughts about that, but we'll save that for another time.
All right.
I think there's some foul play going on there, but next headline. Yeah. I had no idea I was pregnant until I gave birth on the toilet and heard my baby cry.
I've heard this before.
I'll let you see. Can you describe the image for me?
Okay, so there's this woman. She's a young woman. She's holding a baby in a bed. She's looking happy. There's another picture in the corner of her like in a going out dress for some reason. So maybe it's to show like she didn't look pregnant. I can't really tell. And then the bottom one is just like a squished baby face in the corner. I've heard of this before. I feel like I've heard of stories like this before. Really? Where women just didn't know they were pregnant. And I mean, I don't know. Everybody's pregnancy is different. I can't. I don't know. And sometimes you can still get periods when you're pregnant.
Is that right?
Yeah, that happens. Like cycles are kind of off. So I don't know. Also, so I don't I can't.
Do you think the baby landed in the toilet bowl?
I would assume.
You would think, right?
She said she had the baby in the toilet?
Wouldn't you move to the bed?
Yeah, I feel like she wasn't like, I have to poop out my vagina.
Like, do you think she delivered it? Oh, wait. Oh, no. It says she gave birth on the toilet.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah, but did she?
Huh?
I could see
I'm
her.
just imagining her taking a shit and then hearing a baby cry. Like, what was that?
Like, oh, no, now my baby's covered in shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Good thing I have the Hello Tushy bidet.
Yeah. It's all
enter
commercial.
promo code JCOD.
Yeah.
Get 10% off.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, it's wild to think about. I can't speak to that. I feel like I hear that and I'm like, how did you not know? But I don't know.
But again, what a provocative. Like, I'm sure there's more to that.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've already talked about this one. This is an old one.
Okay.
Museums form task force after Kim Kardashian's damaged Marilyn's dress.
Oh,
which we found out.
I think
we got
talked
the skibby
about
on that one. She swapped out.
I think
to
she
another
swapped
one, and that
out.
was
Yeah.
different.
It's just, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
It's clearly a different dress.
I think so too. It looks like one.
Yeah.
People just want to be hating. And I get it. Like, we
Hating
like
on
some
Kim
trash.
specifically,
I'm
or-
not better. Yeah. I'm not better than anyone. I'm better than some people.
Yeah.
I am better than some people.
Many.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next one.
Okay. Bring it.
Putin calls in retired obese general to fight in Ukraine. And then they just show a picture of this guy. I guess he is a general, and he's just gigantic. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
That's
so
a big dude.
the headline is just that
caviar.
he's fat, is what
The
I'm
whole
hearing.
headline is just like, fat general.
Yeah, because if he wasn't fat, they'd be like, "Oh, Putin's, retired general." No one cares about that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, but he's fat.
It's like things must be going bad in Ukraine. We
This
gotta
is
pull out this guy.
a fatty's taking control. I don't know.
Don't trust him.
Is he going to be able to stop for a moment from between cheeseburgers and take care of business?
Oh, too bad McDonald's pulled out. They would have really cleaned up with this guy.
Damn it.
Yeah, they would have sold a lot of cheeseburgers.
That's so fucking stupid.
fat.
Ay. This just proves my point.
Oh, here's another one.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm a plus size teacher,
Oh
and
my
my
God.
students beg me not to eat them.
Oh, my God. So, well, kids are fucking mean. Also, not that fat.
She's not that big.
Not
even.
that big. I mean, it's
like
like
a regular
if
lady.
you just saw her down the street, you'd be like, oh, yeah. Like, you wouldn't, there's some people you see and you're like, oh, damn. Like Tammy. Like Tammy, you'd be like, that's a big woman.
Oh, yeah.
But she just looks
I
like
would be afraid of her.
Yeah. But also, this is just saying kids being kids and just being assholes, bullying. These are not headlines. What are we
love how
doing?
all of these headlines have been just TikTok videos so far.
Oh my God.
Like, this is what New York Post is.
So
now.
stupid. So dumb.
Oh, here's an interesting one.
Okay.
I almost died during orgasm when sex position popped my aorta.
Oh, that is interesting. I'm
Can
sure
you-
that's the picture is definitely just like
They found
a
it on
rando. Yeah, it's like some
Yeah.
woman holding back her hair.
Yeah.
And just looking up at some
It's
muscly
probably like a
man.
60-year-old person.
16?
60.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't even.
Can I ask you? I'm gonna put my I'm gonna put
Okay.
myself out here.
Put it out.
And what's an aorta?
I don't know. I was just trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I have no
I'm
idea what
guessing
that
it's
is.
a heart thing, right?
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's
Largest artery is the main artery that carries blood away from your heart to the rest of your body. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
They must have really been
I've taken
going
so
at
many
it.
biology. Fucking, I should know that. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
that's not unheard of.
I don't know. I think like it could be just a medical condition that was exasperated by the fucking killer bomb ass orgasm.
Right. Well, I mean, blood pumps harder, I'm guessing, right? When you're
adrenaline's
doing the skibby.
pushing.
And I actually read in the book, Maybe You Never Cry Again, the Bernie Mac autobiography.
Oh, yes.
I've mentioned to you many times
You
in the past.
You won't stop actually mentioning it.
I won't. It's my favorite book. There's a story. Bernie describes how his brother died. His brother died of a heart attack while having sex.
No way.
Yes. And obviously he was on top and just like, she had to like get out from, he was like, I think she had trouble doing it because he was a heavy dude. Not fat, but just very muscular.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
And so like, I think it took like 2 hours to like get off him and like.
Are you kidding me?
Something like that. Yeah.
That is one of the most traumatic experiences I feel like a person can, because he's still inside of her.
Oh,
and he's dead.
Oh yeah.
That poor woman.
She watched him die right in front of him.
Oh my God. That fucks me up. I feel like I've seen, I remember seeing the movie Heartbreakers, but Sigourney Weaver is in that film, and Gene Hackman is on top of her because she's trying to take him for his money and marry him, and he's trying to fuck her, and she hasn't been wanting it, and then he just dies on her. And you can see him trying to move the body, and he has like an insane erection.
Oh wow. Even
after death. So I don't know how that works, but
yikes.
Yep.
Well, speaking of yikes, here's the next one.
Okay.
I showed this to you a couple weeks ago. Martha Stewart on Pete Davidson dating rumors. He is a charming boy.
He's a charming boy.
What are we doing? They're not dating. Come on.
What are we doing? Don't do
this. What is this?
Apparently, Pete Davidson is getting all pissed off and yelling about how he wanted to propose to Kim Kardashian. He was just a rebound.
Really?
And everyone is like, how did you not know that?
Yeah.
No offense, but she's, she's older than you. She just got out of this like really intense toxic relationship, and she's just going to marry you now?
Also,
Pete.
I don't care how insane he is now. You don't beat Kanye at like, the Graduation album. That's a great album.
Yeah.
Like you're not on that level.
Uh-huh. Well, he's not a rapper, so I don't know if we can.
But I'm just saying, like, on the level of like just killing it. Like,
yeah,
like you're hot, right? You're doing okay right now, but like I don't think
you mean his notoriety isn't as high as Kanye's.
His notoriety is not as high. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank you for interpreting.
Yeah, you're welcome. We got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just, and again, I don't know. I just see clips. Who knows what's what or how true it is? But if that is true, it's a little. It kind of shows how naive he is. But I know he's younger. I think he's like 27 or 28, I think, or something.
Do you think that'll be the end of the Pete Davidson magic, that he got hung up on this girl? Because I think that's kind of part of the allure, right? Is that like he's dating all these like supermodel, like A level celebrities, and he's kind of like, whatever.
I don't think he is.
No?
I don't think, because Ariana Grande and him were close to getting married.
Okay, and did he take it hard, or?
I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been taking my calls, so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was he public about like?
I don't know. I haven't kept track. I mean, I'm sure he was. He felt a certain type of way because she was talking about it, and she, I guess she was talking about his dick being big, which he joked about as being. You think it'd be really cool, but now, if someone sees his dick, you're more likely to be disappointed if it's not as big as you think. But I don't know. I don't know how he's taken it, because I know he's dated Ariana Grande and Kate Beckinsale. Mm-hmm. Those are the only two people I can remember off the top of my head. But he's pulling. He's for sure pulling. You
think he could get Martha?
In a heartbeat, if he really wanted her. I think Martha would first. She'd play a little hard to get.
Yeah.
Because she's a fucking G.
Well, she's probably got, she makes more money than him, I would think.
Oh,
right?
my God. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's good. Yeah. I don't know. Good luck out there, Pete. I hope you find happiness.
I think he will.
I think he'll get there. He's figuring it out. He's young. He's figuring it out, like we all are.
Like we all are. We're all just trying.
We really are.
We all got a little Pete Davidson inside of us.
That's right. Ain't that just a part of life?
We all have at least an inch or two. Mm-hmm. And with that, I think we're going to call it. Yeah.
I think I've enjoyed my time with you.
Yeah. We should note that, we're still deciding what we're going to do about next week. Allison's going to be out of town.
That's right.
So she won't be able to be here to record.
Sorry.
I might do one by myself. I might do nothing. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath, but also maybe.
Maybe just a little.
Just a little tad. Just like that.
Yeah, just pretend like you have hiccups.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great.
All right. Bye, babe.
Bye.
Woo!